the primetime news on Muvi TV, and this is, of course, the time is 18:30 hours. My name is Chola Chicho to present the news. Let's look at our headlining stories. Judge refuses to handle bulldozer's paternity case. Chasefu MP breathes fire on FISP fertilizer thieving agriculture officers. Lusaka High Court reserves ruling in matter of two cadres. Iteji woman finally gives birth after 11 attempts. President Hichilema concludes his visit to the United Arab Emirates. Let's look at the news comprehensively. Lusaka High Court Judge Wilfred Muma has recused himself from handling a case in which Bowman Lusambo has sued a Ndola woman over the paternity of her 4 children. Mr. Lusambo sued Mercy Koham, who accused him of fathering her 4 children. He applied the court orders that the DNA test be conducted on the children to ascertain their paternity. Mercy wants the court to order Mr. Lusambo to provide for the welfare of the children with 5,000 for food, 3,500 for groceries, 5,000 for rentals, 200 for water bills, 200 for electricity, which comes to 13,900 kwacha per month, plus 7,000 every 6 months for the children's clothing. The judge, who was assigned to preside over the case, has recused himself as there is a conflict of interest, as he personally knows Mr. Lusambo. And Judge Muma has also recused himself from handling another matter involving Mr. Lusambo, where he was sued by Zamtel over a house in Dola.
At the time, because me and you, Mr. Lusambo, was a father to Miss. That is how she came out to me. That is all that I knew about.
In 2016 now, Miss called me, Lakson, nifuna kuletera mwana uwe na bado that muone na familia. That's 2016 now.
The story is getting more and more complicated each and every day, as the judge presiding over Lusambo's matter in the Lusaka High Court has recused himself from handling the matter on ground that he personally knows Lusambo. In this matter, Bowman Lusambo, who is Kabushi Member of Parliament, has sued Ms. Matongo, a Lusaka resident in Lusaka's High Court, for alleging that they were in a relationship and he fathered her 3 children. In his statement of claim filed before court, Mr. Lusambo states that Matongo, on the 28th of September 2021, featured on Prime TV News, where she accused him of having been in a relationship with him for 8 years. The Kabushi lawmaker submitted that Matongo went on further to allege that he fathered 3 children with her, but he abandoned them and she was currently pregnant. Mr. Lusambo has told the Lusaka High Court that the sentiments expressed by Matongo meant that he has been committing adultery for the past 8 years. Lusambo applied that the court orders that the DNA test be conducted on the children to ascertain their paternity, while Mercy wants the court to order Lusambo to be maintaining the children with 5,000 kwacha for food, 3,500 kwacha groceries, among other things, which comes to 13,900 kwacha per month, plus 7,000 kwacha every 6 months for the children's clothing. While the matter is on in the court of law, these 2 men appeared on Muvi television program claiming that they are the fathers to some of Mercy's children.
And I named all the 3 children, actually.
You yourself?
Yes, the time I went to Kit. I named the first child Mushinsa Yvonne, who she has actually replaced that name with Grace. The other child was Solam Sonda Longo. The other child was Charles Malopande, who are my siblings, which were my siblings' names which I used.
Right.
Yes.
In 2016 now, Miss called me, Lakson, nifuna kuletera mwana uwe na bado that muone na familia. That's 2016 now. Nishabadwa kudana mafoto nina eve hapa ya mwana na stamp. There's some dates and stamp.
Margaret Shota, Muvi TV News in Lusaka.
Chasefu, Member of Parliament, Mishek Nyambose, has warned agriculture camp officers who involve themselves in the stealing and selling of FISP fertilizer that they risk being fired. Mr. Nyambose says he will report all camp officers who have been stealing fertilizer meant for the vulnerable farmers to the minister so that disciplinary measures are taken against them. He has warned that being a member of parliament, he will not allow government fertilizer meant to help improve livelihoods of people to be swindled by selfish individuals. Mr. Nyambose was speaking after intercepting over 16 bags of government fertilizer destined for sale by both cooperative leaders and a non-camp officer in Mutawalo of Senior Chief Magodi's area around 23 hours on Wednesday.
The government releases fertilizer to help the members. But these people, they collude with the agriculture officers. Just yesterday, 2 days ago, we got fertilizer in Mutwaro area, in Isusa Ward. That was picked by the agriculture officer. This case is on and the fertilizer is there as testimony. And this is going around across the constituency. From the day I was elected, I've waged a war. I've waged a war against all those who are stealing from the poor. Right now I'm going to Malandula. There's a story where people were sharing fertilizer 0506 hours. When all the farmers were still sleeping, the members of the committee sharing huge amounts to themselves and denying other members. That cannot happen under the watch of myself. So it's unfortunate that the area councillor, I told him to stop that. He has gone ahead. Right now I'm going there. This issue is happening everywhere. And I want to appeal to the Minister of Agriculture that you should not spare all these people called agriculture officers. They should be swapping them from one district to another within the province. It's not cost to government. They are intimidating poor farmers. They are feared. They get chunks of fertilizer when they are not entitled. These are government workers. Why get the fertilizer meant for the poor? We should also dissolve, the Minister of Agriculture should dissolve all those committees called CAC, Community Agriculture Committees. Those should be dissolved and come up with fresh ones, so that we can bring discipline and order in the handling of fertilizer. You should be aware that, you should know that fertilizer is a political issue. When people have no food, they will rise against the government. And I'm very confident that the new Dawn government is seriously committed, and I've been working close with the minister. However, what is happening on the ground needs much to be desired. This is just a safe. I've tried to bring order, but this, I'm facing a very big force who are used to the previous regime type of working. But I can assure you, as long as a member, I'm always here, and I'll make sure that the people, the poor people, get.
The Lusaka High Court has reserved ruling to 25th January 2022 in a case of murder involving 2 alleged Patriotic Front PF supporters. This is in a matter where 8 United Party for National Development UPND supporters allegedly accused of murdering the duo on 30th July 2021. Presiding over the matter, Justice Charles Zulu has given the state chance to bring forth one additional witness on the 25th of January 2022. This was after hearing a testimony from a 4th witness, a police officer from Kanyama Police Station, Inspector Nixon Mwamba, who testified that he saw 2 of the 8 suspects hacking one of the deceased using a machete.
Has continued in the Lusaka High Court in a matter in which 8 suspected United Party for National Development UPND cadres have been dragged to court for the murder of 2 alleged PF supporters after allegedly raiding a PF campaign center in Basila's Kanyama Township on 30th of July 2021. In this matter, the 8 suspected UPND cadres have been dragged to court for the murder of 2 alleged PF supporters after raiding a PF campaign center in Basila's Kanyama Township on 30th of July 2021. The accused persons in the matter include Samson Mumba, 25, a general worker of Kanyama West, Kelvin Banda, 30, a businessman of John Leng, a 16-year-old businessman of Chawama, John Mwanza, 30, also a businessman of John Leng, and Jacob Teho, 21, a guard of Kanyama. Others are Ruben Nalikana, 22, a general worker of Kanyama, Mwendarai Namushi, 31, also a general worker of Kanyama, Elijah Kawewe, a bus driver from Garden House, and John Walia, 25, a garden boy. And when the matter came up for continuation of trial, Lusaka's High Court reserved ruling to the 25th of January 2022. The hearing a testimony from the fourth witness, who is a police officer from Kanyama Police Station, Inspector Nixon Mwamba, who informed the court that he saw 2 of the 8 suspects hacking one of the deceased using a machete. However, presiding over the matter, Justice Charles Zulu has also given the state chance to bring forth another witness to testify in the matter. In this matter, it is alleged in the first count that the accused persons on 30th of July 2021 in Lusaka, jointly and while acting together, allegedly murdered Danny Kasongo, a suspected PF member. And in the second count, it is alleged that on the same day, the 8 while acting together, allegedly murdered Davis Kabunda, also said to be a PF member. Margaret Chota, Muvi TV News in Lusaka.
A 23-year-old woman of Iteji district, Southern Province, has finally given birth after 7 attempts. The woman delivered a baby boy in her 11th attempt to have a child after failing to successfully deliver 10 times. The narrative is that at 7 months of the pregnancy, she would prematurely deliver, which always resulted in the death of the child. Iteji Member of Parliament, Twambo Mutinda, has visited the mother who delivered a bouncing baby boy after an emergency medical evacuation conducted at Iteji medical team with support from ZAF. The MP has thanked Iteji hospital management and also advised the couples in the district to acquire family planning and reproductive health information. The district medical team was led by Iteji District Health Director Dr. Sylvester Kasonde. Some well-wishers have also donated assorted clothes to the baby. United Party for National Development UPND Deputy National Youth Chairperson for Politics and Mobilization Trevor Mwinde has urged mining companies in the country to ensure they develop communities they operate from. Mr. Mwinde says minerals are a diminishing asset, hence the need for all mining companies to develop and help to build capacities of communities of operation beyond the lifespan of mines. He was speaking recently in the mining district of Lufwanyama, Copperbelt Province.
According to the latest Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative EITI report, the extractive sector or mining accounts directly for 9.9% of the gross domestic product GDP and about 78% of exports in Zambia. It is for this reason that the mining sector directly employs about 73,203 people, representing 2.4% of total employed persons in Zambia. Speaking when he accompanied Rufanyama District Commissioner Justin Mwaliko in the tour of some mining operations in the district on the Copper Belt United Party for National Development, UPND Deputy National Youth Chairperson in charge of politics and mobilization Trevor Mwinde called on companies in the sector to take care of their employees and communities of operation.
What we are calling for is that we are encouraging the investors, pumping more money to give resources on the sides of giving the workers different houses, improving their welfare and their well-being.
Mr. Mwinde says the UPND as a party promised change in every sector and lives of people. However, the change must start at the point of production.
We were advocating for changing of the UPND. The change must begin from the point of production, which is here where our people stay. And time and again, we must take cognizance of the fact that we have a country to preserve. So we don't want only to be left with peaks and no buildings to show that there was any operation that was happening. We want to encourage the entrepreneurs. We encourage the entrepreneurs that are doing the mining business, and we want to say may they educate many other youths on how to go about the process of mining.
Mr. Mwinde also took time to interact with youths looking for mineral remnants and assured them that the party in government is still committed to fulfill its campaign promises.
So pari icho tetwamirekereshe uteko bwa UPND bwabo bwati mpanga ma cooperative yo mara panga ma cooperative wala mipera empowerment uko bati muombere chapamo mwachi tapati na nama investors hawa mukutani mwaufweni.
For Muvi TV News, I'm Afias Kaptula in the Fanyama district.
Republican President Hakainde Hichilema has concluded his visit to the United Arab Emirates. President Hakainde Hichilema wrapped up his official visit to the United Arab Emirates, where he marketed Zambia at the global front in a quest to move the country forward for sustainable economic and social development. It is against this backdrop that the president went on a tour of duty to sell Zambia to trigger trade and investment at the Expo 2020 Dubai, where Zambia participated among 192 countries.
President Hakainde Hichilema has concluded his working visit in the United Arab Emirates, UAE, where he was attending the Expo 2020 Dubai. While in the UAE, the president also took time to meet the media in Dubai, where he marketed Zambia.
We see the partnership with the UAE going forward in the renewable energy sector, as I said earlier, in the mining, raw production, in value addition processing. We see the partnership, valuable partnership, in other renewable energy sectors such as solar, wind energy, hydro energy. Potential is huge in our country because of our resource endowment, as I said, water, huge water bodies, including the manner in which God laid these water bodies with force around makes it cheaper to generate the renewable energy.
President Hichilema also held a number of closed-door meetings in Abu Dhabi with different potential investors in the energy, agriculture, mining, manufacturing, and infrastructure.
7 days, with all the relevant documentation presented, your company should be registered. But to guarantee you with security of your company, with all governments in succession, Zambia have always guaranteed and assured the investors with what we call an investment license. This investment license protects your investment regardless of whichever government is in place.
A lot of corruption is regarding procurement of petroleum products in Zambia. One company is awarded a contract and is supplying government at $1,000 per cubic meters. Okay? The other company is awarded not the same volumes and is supplying at $400 per cubic meter. So which is which? So if we open it now to private, they will be able to compete, but we are going to not fix the price, but regulate.
The president also graced Zambia's National Day at the Expo, and Zambian artists spiced up the Expo by marketing Zambia using music.
Proudly has 72 tribal groupings, and each one of these has its own unique cultural identity.
Onani bantu ba Zambia kuwama, onani nsomba samkariba.
He is today expected back home after a successful marketing journey at the global level. For Zanis News, Mangala Kapandula reporting in Dubai, United.
You're still watching the primetime news on Muvi Television. We'll take a set of commercials. We'll be back with more stories.
They play a high press to force the mistakes. They'll dominate the aerial ball. They too tall. We'll handle the pressure and smash them on the break. The number 9 has scored in their last 5 games. The passing will be quick, decisive, precise. There will be drama in the dying minutes. This match will mean more than 3 points. They will have the home ground advantage. This is why I bet. This is why I bet. This is why I bet. Betway.
Are you
looking for a fun, welcoming and safe school? Chilimoyo International Christian School offers quality education with excellence for nursery, lower and upper primary from year 1 to year 7. We have professional transportation services. We offer individual learning. Homework is given on a daily basis. For details, call 0963 886041 or 0779619 We are located at plot number 655 Seda Road off Chitukuko Road, Woodlands. Chilimoyo International Christian School, a must to read.
Dan says yes! She said yes! 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 She said yes! Chawama! Congrats, bro!
What?
We'll be there. Last Sunday of next month.
Ew, are you here?
You may give her the ring.
Everyone, say to free life.
One day, I'll give you the world.
Oh, you already have.
Thank you so much for staying with us. We continue with the news. UPND's firebrand youth leader Gilbert Liswaniso, popularly known as Mosquito, has come under fire after threatening to deal with critics who are necessarily disparaging the character of President Hakainde Hichilema. Mr. Liswaniso recently warned the youths of his party will take the law into their hands to manhandle whoever insults President Hichilema. A self-styled activist, Joseph Piri, has since reported United Party for National Development National Youth Chairperson to the police for inciting violence. Mr. Piri, who spoke to journalists shortly after delivering the letter to the police, describes the remarks attributed to Mr. Liswaniso as unfortunate. He adds the remarks are not only worrying but further undermines and threatens the country's security as well as that of the ordinary citizens. He says the remarks also have the capacity to incapacitate the freedoms of political parties and also undermine the country's democracy.
A statement which was issued by the National Youth Chairperson for UPND, Mr. Gilbert Liswaniso, where it is very so unfortunate that a statement was even given in the view of the top leadership of the UPND. So as the citizens, we are very much concerned because we are endangering the lives of our citizens, our fellow citizens, and those who are in opposition parties, because that strictly shows that they are enticing violence against their opponents. So as the citizen of Zambia, we are very much concerned, and we are kindly requesting the police to summon the chairperson for youth chairperson for questioning. Thank you very much.
We can see that you have a letter in your hand. Will you just read what is there?
So this is a letter that we have delivered to Zambia Police Headquarters, the commanding officer. The statement says, statement given by the National Chairperson, Youth Chairperson, Gilbert Liswaniso. So as concerned citizen, we are so much worried with the remarks made to you. Therefore, we request the Zambia Police to summon him for questioning in regards to the statement made. This is because it endangers our security as citizens and more to opposition parties, and it goes against the rule of law. So we strongly believe that all matters of grievances are properly guided with proper communication channel by solving constitution. Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, speaking on Thursday's edition of Muvi TV's special interview, Mr. Liswaniso, however, warned the critics that freedom of expression should not be taken for granted and that people should offer criticism responsibly. The youth chairperson has further called on youths in the party to desist from inciting fellow youths to rise against the party and its leadership. He also warned members of opposition political parties to desist from fanning confusion and violence in the February 3rd Kabwata parliamentary by-elections.
innocent. That the youths of UPN, they are vicious. They are brutal. Me, I'm telling you the truth here. The goodness of this young man, this one, he speaks what is on the ground. You may hate me or what, but I'm telling you, who has made them brutal? Is it Takainde Chilem? Is it Gilbert Riswanis? Is it Chairman? Is it the SG? No. Is it Mtainamango? No. It is the same PF and the police. Me, I'm trying my best to bring the police, the use of UPN, we come together. That mistrust. It's not the police who are doing that job. I'm trying to reach out to the police. Let's work together. I'm reaching even out to the PF. Let's work together. Forgive. I know genuine PF members are doing that on the ground with the UPN youths, that we work together.
The Zambia Institute of Independent Media Alliance, ZIMA, has urged the media in Zambia to remain steadfast amidst the unnecessary ambiguity on what must be published or not. Alliance consultant Wilson Pondamali says the media in Zambia need the enactment of the Access to Information ATI to reduce conflicts of the law. Mr. Pondamali wonders why exposing a wrong should be locked down from the cyber law point of view. He adds, if journalism is expected to shield crime or wrongs in government, then the profession will lose the virtue of being a public good as it is. Mr. Pondamali was commenting in relation to the summoning by police of KBN television following the publishing of an alleged phone conversation between Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security Joseph Akafumba, that is the Permanent Secretary and Presidential Political Advisor, Levin Goma.
Continues to trash and condemn the media using the police. How about enacting the Access to Information law so that media practitioners in Zambia can work freely? We challenge the Ministry of Information and Media to consider bringing the ATI bill to Parliament as sitting resumes. Further, we expect the Ministry of Home Affairs to support this challenge. As you are aware, the United Nations General Assembly declared the 3rd May to be World Press Freedom Day to raise awareness of the importance of freedom of the press and remind governments of their duty to respect and uphold the right to freedom of expression enshrined in Article 19 of 1948 Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The New Dawn administration led by President Hakainde Hichilema has repeatedly reminded Zambians about the good governance they come with. We don't want to judge them otherwise. We demand for the enactment of the ATI law.
Socioeconomist Kelvin Chisanga has expressed worry at the tight United States dollar supply and performance of the local currency, the kwacha. Mr. Tsanga says the kwacha has continued to trade in waters with a fractional weekly loss of about 1.1% as it is trending its directions towards the south, recording some nominal depreciations. He says this is despite the reduced mortality rate on the COVID-19 cases in the country. Mr. Tsanga says the Zambian market has equally shown some slow patterns of movements in terms of economic activities on the local scene. He was speaking to Muvi TV News in an interview.
Market that there's been a tight US dollar supply in the market, and that has actually even now taken the kwacha to be trading southward. In this case, even despite having the situation where the COVID situation is relatively lower in terms of mortality rate, but we've seen that the situation in terms of economic activities has been very slow, sluggish to say in this case. So now what is happening that there are issues to do with the low profile of export base, which is not giving substantial energy to actually counterbalance on the side of import. So that has really destabilized some of the things. So now if you also look at the other component, there has been also a firm ground in terms of demand for foreign purchases as well as stock replenishment, which is also taking place in this case. Again, also there are issues that are also basically overall issues to do with the sluggish movement in the domestic economic activities as well, which has actually also given birth to all what you're able to see. But if you look at an outlook, Kwacha has now started going the way it actually performed late last year. That is between third and fourth quarter of the year, of which there was an overeating effect, which was actually having a nominal depreciation. So it's the same thing that has actually also taken place in this case, where there is a bit of import cover or import-driven factors that are actually taking place in this case. So what we are able to see that on the 10th of December, we saw the Kwacha bearing a bullish stance at the back of the IMF staff level agreement, which actually did not last any longer. But again, also we have reverted to what the system has been in the third quarter as well as the fourth quarter of the 2021. This basically, we are only hoping that we can have a good impact on the Kwacha's performance once we have good portfolio uptake. Although we have a very good subscription prospectus from the previous Bank of Zambia auction, which actually went over the board. But again, also that is not able to make a lot of good effect. But we are only expecting that if the Bank of Zambia sits next
a break, we'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
So here's how to pay using Airtel Money. Ensure your decoder is turned on and tuned to channel 1. Dial *778#, then select the option that says Make Payment. Select Pay TV, then select Muvi TV. Enter the 12-digit smart card number, then enter the amount you wish to pay. Enter the Muvi TV account number, omitting the dash before the last digit. Then select the amount you wish to pay.
For inquiries, call customer care on 0764 250055 or 0764 250052 or 0978 732 411 or 0978 732 412.
Congrats, bro!
What?
We'll be there. Last Sunday of next month.
Ew, are you here?
You may give her the ring.
Everyone, say to life.
One day, I'll give you the world.
Oh, you already have.
Thank you so much for staying with us. We continue with the news. In Isoka District, Muchinga Province, government and its cooperating partners have embarked on reducing the number of stunting among children below the age of 2, as the figures in the district currently stands at 24%. Isoka District Administration Officer Mulenga Yamishi graced the event which took place at Luangwa Guest House, where 14 women who went through an 8-day training were given bicycles under Scaling Up Nutrition Program SUN2. Mr. Yamishi, who is also Nutrition Coordinating Committee Chairperson, says the district receiving 54 buffalo bicycles worth 3,000 each, where 14 were given to the trained promoters to spearhead the program. He says each individual should take interest in ensuring they attain the knowledge and put it into practice if the goal is to be achieved.
District Nutrition Coordinating Committee Chairperson Mulenga Yamishi graced the event, which took place at Rongo Guest House, where 14 women who went through an 8-day training were given bicycles through the most critical days under the Screening Up Nutrition Program and 2.
Because we fight stunting, which in soccer is 24.1%. That's quite alarming. We have a fight to fight, and we know that these women that have been trained for 8 days are fully equipped with the knowledge to go and make a difference, so that these nutrition levels, the women that you see are also being given aprons for ease identification, gumboots as well as aprons, and the bags with other materials to make their works easy.
During the handing over, Provincial Health Nutritious Gregory Lungu now explains.
This is a project that will run for a number of years now, and more support is still coming. So as Minister of Health, we are a custodian of this nutrition support group. It falls under the structures of Minister of Health. I think that's why we see us here trying to take lead, and we are going to ensure that everything possible is done accordingly, according to the donor support and also conditions.
The beneficiary commended the government and other cooperating partners.
The nutrition support group tutusambira mofingi ifikankata kusunga abana besu ngo twamushi tugwe yasambirisha abana mayo tutunga sunga abana bakuchetera ko bubere bakutusa muno Isoka district.
Isoka district received 54 buffalo bicycles worth 3,000 each, where 14 were given to the trained promoters to spearhead the program. Richard Simbaya for Isoka district in Mchinga province.
3 bags containing animal products have been seized from a truck driver coming from Gaborone, Botswana without legal papers. Kazungula District Veterinary Officer Cliff Kakandelwa says the district will seize animal products entering the country without proper documentation. Mr. Kakandelwa says this will facilitate for the protection of both livestock and humans. He was speaking after the burning of prohibited animal products.
The 50 kg carrying animal sets that have been seized from a truck driver coming from Gaborone in Botswana at Kazungula border post. The district veterinary officer says the animal set had no permit issued.
So what happened is that there's a client who sent some 3 bags of dried animal products from Botswana. These products were going to Saka, but when they reached the Kazungula border, it was discovered that they didn't have any of the necessary documents. Because for these products to come in, we expect that they should have an export permit and a health certificate from Botswana and an import permit from Zambia. But this client only had an invoice from Botswana. So that's how we seized these products.
He since says promoting good health for both livestock and consumers continue to be the major interest of the veterinary service department.
These animal products can be a source of infectious diseases for our animals here in Zambia. So we do not allow that people should just come in, bring animal products without any necessary documents. The issue is that we are not even sure what they intended to use these products for. But if there was an issue of human consumption, that is still a threat to public health, because these things were not inspected. So if they have a disease, let's say anthrax, that can also infect human beings.
The animal sets are believed to be for cattle and have since been burned. Mijele Mambo, Muvi TV News, Kazungula District.
The opposition leadership movement, LM, is calling on the ruling United Party for National Development, UPND officials to invest in information dissemination following the introduction of new policies by the new Dawn administration. Party Media Director Tatila says the government under the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema should enhance its engagement skills to ensure that people are properly informed. He was speaking to the media in Chipata District, Eastern Province.
The opposition leadership movement, LM,
top party officials are in Chipata for party mobilization and team building. Party media director, in his address to the media, called on the ruling United Party for National Development (UPND) ministers and top officials to find a system in which information will be disseminated to the local people, especially those in rural areas. He says people need to know how they can benefit from the empowerment program and the bursaries.
Can step out in the offices in Lusaka, come into Chipangari, come into Chadiza, and give people guidelines on how they are going to empower them and how people can access these funds.
When we talk about marketeers empowerment, marketeer empowerment, we don't know. So we are demanding to know. Cost of living is too high. Things are just going high day by day.
Tatila added that as the media is playing its part in information dissemination, it is also a key factor that many of those elected to represent people in the House of Laws do not just camp in Lusaka and neglect the people who voted them into office, stating that a well-informed nation is a better nation.
We want to see as leadership movement a better Zambia for that poor woman in Kasenengwa. We want to see as leadership movement a Zambia that speaks to those that are not educated.
Liambela Mutumba, Muvi TV News.
Still watching the primetime news. We take our final set of commercials. When we get back, we get into sports news. Stay tuned.
On the pitch of life, you've got to choose your game and who you play with. Your people. You get what I mean?
Oh, that is so true, Mr. Easy.
Because when you need a bit of support, there's the people you can count on. People who are there for you, no matter what.
Guess we are always here for them.
Choose who to play with.
With Bet Power, you can chat, message or call real people round the clock. This advertisement is brought to you by Bet Power.
So here's how to pay using Airtel Money. Ensure your decoder is turned on and tuned to channel 1. Dial star 778 hash, then select the option that says Make Payment. Select Pay TV, then select Muvi TV. Enter the 12-digit smart card number, then enter the amount you wish to pay. Enter the Muvi TV account number, omitting the dash before the last digit. Then select the amount you wish to pay.
For inquiries, call customer care on 0764 250055 or 0764 250052 or 0978 732 411 or 0978 732 412.
Where's Bob? Anyone seen Bob? Has anyone seen Bob?
Over here!
Where?
Over here!
How did you get in there?
With my Airtel Money MasterCard.
Airtel Money MasterCard? But you don't even have a bank account. How did you get a card?
Well, it's not a card, but it works just like one. It's virtual, so no plastic, and it's safer.
But what are you doing there?
I want to buy Nancy birthday gift, book my flight tickets, renew my Big Click subscription, and order shipment.
For all things online, the Airtel Money MasterCard. It's not a card, but works just like one. Get one on the Airtel Money menu on your phone.
Welcome back. Red Arrows Football Club has declared its readiness to face Zambia's most decorated team, Nkana Football Club, popularly known as Kalampa, in week 20 of the local league. During a press briefing held in Lusaka at the club secretariat, Club head coach Chisi Mbewe declared his players fit for the much anticipated fixture. Currently, the Airmen have maintained top position of the Super League for more than 2 weeks, and Ghana have announced their new addition in former under-20 stopper Mangani Banda. Banda was previously on the books of the Bankers Zanaku.
For more than 2 weeks, Red Arrows Football Club has been on the first position in the Super League table, currently standing with 36 points after beating Kansanshi Dynamos at home 5-0. Saturday 22nd January 2022, the Airmen are expected to host Kalapa Boys of Kitwe Nkana Football Club. During a pre-match interview held in Lusaka Friday morning, Red Arrows Football Club head coach Chisimbe declared the Airmen ready for the Saturday's encounter.
The preparation has been going so well. From the first day we started preparing for this game. After our previous game, all the players look sharp. So much competition in the team. Each and every player is looking forward for this game, which we call a self-motivated game for the players. The match is to maximize the point. Nkana, one of the teams that is just behind us. So for us, we just need to, like I said earlier on, we need to work extra hard, knowing that it's not going to be an easy game. We maximize the point injuries. We are happy all those who are on injury list, they have recovered. They are back into training, which is another plus for us going forward. Then before the start of the season, as a team we need to set goals. We set goals, one being that we wanted to qualify for the TAPSA, which we have achieved, and the other being that we wanted to finish among the top 4, winning the league. Right now we are on the top of the league.
And speaking at the same event, club captain added that the team never underestimates its opponent at any given time.
For the players, I think we have really worked hard for this form, and I don't think we can relax now when we know that we are on top. Every team will come to beat us, so we are working extra hard each and every day, getting ready for the games, which are not easy for us at the moment. So we have psyched each other. We are ready for each and every game.
The Week 20 game between Red Arrows and Nkana will be played at Koloma Stadium in Lusaka at 15 hours. The Nkana versus Red Arrows game will be free for all. Liambela Mutumba, Muvi TV News in Lusaka.
Rehabilitation of Kaole Stadium, Luapula Province to commence soon. Ministry of Youth, Sports and Art, Elvis Nkandu, has handed over the commencement of rehabilitation works for Kaole Stadium in Mansa. Nkandu says the rehabilitation works that was initially supposed to start last month, December, is a 6-month project, and that once it is done, we'll be able to host big tournaments, which is government's desire to improve sports activities in the country. And Luapula Province Minister Derek Chilundika noted that as rehabilitation work start, the contractor should employ local people and also appealed to Mansa residents to guard the property jealously. And Bahati constituency Member of Parliament Leven Chiwombwe says he's grateful to FAS for the initiative.
Barely 3 weeks when Minister of Youth, Sport was in Luapula Province to inspect Kaole Stadium and promised to commence the construction works soon. Honorable Elvis Nkandu has handed over Kaole Stadium to the consultant for rehabilitation.
Sincerely thank the Federation of International Football Association FIFA through the Football Association of Zambia for partnering with the Zambian government through my ministry to improve sport facilities in the country. Our message to FIFA is that the Zambian government, under the leadership of the President of the Republic of Zambia, His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, and the Zambian people have appreciated the gesture to improve the sport of football in the country through this project.
And Luapula Province Minister has called on the contractor to consider employing local people.
is to consider the locals. When it comes to jobs, especially jobs that may not be of those highly skilled, and of course even the highly skilled, the business community, we want the locals to be empowered through such opportunities.
Meanwhile, Bahati, Member of Parliament, has thanked FIFA for releasing the funds to rehabilitate the stadium.
FIFA for providing funds to rehabilitate our stadium. Honorable Minister, like all you spoken before, we have said this is the only sports stadium that we have in the province.
Residents in the area had this to say.
Atwarosha muno muri wapula twakwete ku stadium iliyo tunga kwatira mu vyangalo vya mano nangwati ya international watu balete kwa international ngaleta kwa uya ntanchi muchalo twakwete muno muri wapula nomba hapa watu pera ku stadium
chibanza tachaba also if football but the stadium very bright but if what the commission wa minister chibanza malachi women standard alama bwana twatutera sana kuli ba president wakaende ichi.
It being a 6 months project, it is expected to be handed over by June this year. Helen Chisha reporting for Muvi TV News in Mansa.
That was our last news item for this particular time of primetime news. Let's look at the headlining stories. Judge refuses to handle Boma bulldozer's paternity case. Chasefu MP breathes fire on fish fertilizer thieving agriculture officers. Lusaka High Court reserves ruling in murder of 2 cadres. Iteji woman finally gives birth after 11 attempts. President Hichilema concludes his visit to the United Arab Emirates. Those were our headlining stories for this particular evening. Thank you so much for watching the Primetime News. My name is Chisha Chola. Have a blessed evening. We still have our next news update at 21:15 with Jesse Jongwe. Good evening.
Happen by accident. It requires an environment that provides a high level of challenge matched with a high level of support. You cannot achieve that in an overcrowded environment. Creso schools are established on strong Christian moral principles. Creso schools offer excellent education services from preschool to senior secondary schools. Creso schools combines rigorous academics with a fun and highly supportive learning environment and has been supporting students and families for over 17 years. At Creso schools, we want to push open the doors into your world of success. We are currently enrolling from grade 1 to grade 12 at our boarding schools. Muvi Christian Academy in Siavunga and Fountain Gates Academy in Chomwe, and at our legendary Gospel Outreach Christian Academy in Lusaka. Visit our website on www.creso.org or come in person to Go Center on plot number 17734 Nangoya Road, Lusaka.
At Manzi Valley, we pride ourselves in giving you the cleanest and safest mineral water on the Zambian market. Our mineral water is produced in the cleanest and most hygienic, germ-free environment in Zambia, and that's just a fact. We at Natural Valley take pride in the quality of our product so that you can safely enjoy our mineral water, rich in minerals, to satisfy that thirst and revitalize your body. So grab a bottle of Manzi Valley mineral water now to beat that thirst with the cleanest bottled water in Zambia.
Who's got the cheapest plots in town with affordable payment plans? Namayo, Heritage Property. Yes, I'm searching around, cause I'm trying to build a house where I can find a better place. Heritage Property. Tell me more. Heritage Property. It's another day to make a difference in your life. Put your investments in land today, and guess what? It's as cheap as 9,000 kwacha only. For only 9,000 kwacha, you get to buy a 30 by 20 size of land in 18 miles. If you can't pay it all at once, you still can pay in installments of 1,000 kwacha per month until you finish. For more details, visit us at Finical House on the 9th floor in room 9, or call us on 0976 734527 or 0961 620881. Visit our Facebook page at Namayo Heritage Property. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Namayo Heritage Property. Come and inherit your heritage. Namayo Heritage Property, your land guru.
The Prominent Cherub Institute is inviting you to enroll for its January intake in nursing. The place to be for nursing is enrolling for its January intake registered nursing diploma for 3 years, a Brist EN to RN distance program for 1 year. Get an application form now at a non-refundable fee of 150 kwacha. The Prominent Cherub Institute is accredited with the General Nursing Council of Zambia. Register now with this upstanding institution by calling 0978 435 853 or 0763 865 035 or 0955 617 872 or visit www.prominentcherubinstitute.edu.zm. We are located in Lusaka west of Mungu Road next to ZNS Sopelo Camp. Come and get your nursing qualification from a reliable institution and make your future and that of the world